In this video, we are going to showcase the best farming build for Blair. This is going to make it much easier to do any kind of farm. For example, if you're trying to get the organics and monomer and all of those materials to, you know, pull the bosses, get your materials for your ultimate weapons or descendants, it's just gonna speed everything up. Okay, now I'm gonna demonstrate the build in different scenarios. Keep in mind, this build is great if you're a solo player, as you will see here in a second. And after we demonstrate everything, I'm gonna break down all the mods. And this is so fast, by the way, that take a look at this. I already have more than 2,000 of these materials. It's just crazy, man. You can farm this insanely efficiently. So what I like to do, throw my ultimate. I'm gonna drop this over here and take a look at the cooldowns. The cooldowns are so nice for this build. And the speed farming potential for this is crazy. We're gonna see, we're gonna drop a little bit of fire here. And this is literally all you gotta do. Look at the ticks, look at the damage, boom, we're done. Easy peasy. This is an incredibly efficient and super fun loadout, especially if you're a solo player and if you're trying to get some farms done for different materials. This is just perfect. So with this build, you're going to be covering huge areas, right? The uptime is very, very nice. Take a look at the ultimate area. Look at that. Look at that, guys. That is incredible how much ground you can cover. Let's see if we can cover all of this place in fire here. Yep, now it works. You guys see what I mean though, right? And you're gonna have your ultimate, and this ultimate stays on the ground so much longer, and you can just run in circles. Increased HP for more survivability, skill concentration for critical hit damage, MP conversion. This is what makes it possible to just spam our abilities non-stop, which makes the farming much faster. Front lines for critical hit damage, and critical hit rate. Long distance maneuvering, this is my favorite one. Also, a lot of people don't know, but if you do slot in a catalyst into this, it will give you 5 extra module slots. If you look at my module capacity right now, you're gonna see that it is 83 out of 85. So it pretty much adds extra 5 on your melee slot, which is cool. Do add a catalyst whenever you can. Next is skill insight, skill critical hit rate. Nimble fingers, the more cooldown the better. Focus on fire, just straight up damage increase. Once again, more damage, and then skill expansion. This is very, very important here, guys. It's going to cover a much bigger area than your normal fire, and that's going to make the farms much more consistent and much more reliable. You're not going to have to run around and like worry about every spot. You just drop one and it just covers huge amounts of space. Okay, let's talk about the reactor. Now, I'm using the same reactor that I use for my DPS build and boss killer build on Blair. However, you don't have to use a yellow one. Obviously it's gonna, the extra 20% is great, but this is not mandatory, okay? You can use a purple one, for example, if you want a tactical rifle or an assault rifle, whatever it is, that's gonna be up to you. For the perks on it, you can go for a skill cooldown, skill duration. All of these things work perfectly fine. If you want more damage, what you're going to be aiming for is skill critical hit damage and skill critical hit rate. This is going to depend on what kind of gameplay loop you're looking for. If you want to spam the abilities slightly even more, then you're going to go for the cooldown and all that good stuff. For the components, I'm still staying with the Slayer set because of the increased skill power of 26.1%. That's just a huge increase. You can't really get around that, you know, like it ups the damage by a lot. I'm gonna go over these piece by piece so you guys can see what I rolled on them. As mentioned in the previous video though, max MP is very, very important. 155 max MP on the sensor is a game changer. Then we have defense on this one and firearm proficiency gain modifier. And then finally max shield and shield recovery modifier. Now let me show you the MP real quick and you'll see what I mean. We have 290 MP with this setup and 155 comes from that one piece. right? So that's why it's so important. You want to get MP on this one so you don't starve your character and you're not looking for that MP all the time. Now for the weapons, since we're focusing mostly on our abilities for this farm, once again, it's going to be completely up to you. Whatever you guys want to utilize with the reactor, go for it. Maybe you want to use the thunder cage. That's also going to work perfectly fine. It's going to make your ad clear even better. As for the weapon builds, I'm going to quickly show you these right here, but I am going to drop separate in-depth builds for my weapons in the next few days. We're also going to be dropping a few boss fights. And by the way, for all the people that don't know, I do stream both on YouTube and on Twitch. I help my viewers kill bosses. And if you're looking for a really cool community and if you're interested in some awesome builds, you can always tune in. We always have a great time there. But yeah, this is the build that I'm working on currently for my auto rifle. I've been mainly focused on Blair here and some other Descendant builds, but now I'm finishing up those Descendant builds, which I'm also going to be uploading soon, and I'm going to start focusing on weapons. For the third slot, you guys see I'm using Piercing Light, but I mostly currently used Afterglow because this is not finished just yet. However, I did manage to fully upgrade it.
Let's go! Let's go, baby! Let's go!
I mean, we literally have the best community of all time.